Let's watch to t t t e e e e e e e the.
First up, it's the Gap Band with their song "Oops Upside Your Head." Accompanied not so much by a dance, just more sitting on your bum and waving. Next up, it's the Tweets and the Birdie song.
So I'd like you to close your eyes. And as your eyes become heavier, you realize...
A meeting? No, Wendy, I don't think I can do that. Why not? Well, because... Escape, Grandpa.
Oh, how something's got stuck in it.
Yes.
Oh.
Then Steps came along with their version of line dancing. Terrible, in a sort of good way. Still to come, we catch up with international pop superstar Nicole Scherzinger.
I was really shy and kind of awkward and lanky, and I guess I got teased a little, and my nickname was Crybaby because I was very sensitive.
And we find out what TV gold our celebs are watching when they were 12.
Things he did were crazy. What kind of name is B.G. Baxter?
Deacon Tom in the bungalow. Deacon Tom in the bungalow.
But first, let's see what big moments had an impact on our celebrities when they were 12.
When I was 12, it was Euro 2004.
England face Portugal, the hosts of Euro 2004, in just a few hours' time. It's another crucial match. If England lose, they're out.
I wonder what happens here.
England went out to penalties to Portugal.
Hi, welcome to the programme. Our top stories this afternoon. Down and out in Lisbon, the England team are on their way home.
This afternoon, the England players packed their bags and flew out of Portugal. They're all bitterly disappointed, of course, at missing out again. And all everyone here is talking about is what on earth went wrong.
Euro 2004 should have been a great year for England. Their star player Wayne Rooney became the youngest scorer in the competition's history. Unfortunately, an injury to his foot took him out of the quarter-final match against Portugal, and the penalty shootout ended England's dreams.
I was at a friend's house watching that game with loads of people. And I remember just everyone just sitting there afterwards just really depressed. But the good thing that happened about that game is that because we're all so depressed, the girl's mum then said, "Oh, as you're all so upset, we can have a party here tonight." And we had a party at our house, which was good.
Awesome. So let's find out what the big story was for Francis in 1971.
Welcome to our special programme this afternoon that we're calling D-Day -1. D, of course, standing for decimals.
The thing I remember that was big news when I was 12 the most was when we changed from old coinage to decimalisation.
Until 1971, the United Kingdom was one of the last places in the world not using a modern money system.
Here are a threepenny bit and 3 old pennies.
If you think threepenny bit sounds a bit funny, there was also a shilling, half a crown, a sixpence and a halfpenny. Confused? Well, basically, back then the pound had 240 old pence in it. Simple.
I couldn't work that out. I'd be going... And it was those kind of maths lessons just filled me with such misery and horror.
So to bring us up to date and make things a lot simpler, a whole new set of coins were introduced.
1 pound is 100 new pennies, 100 new pence to the pound.
The problem was converting the price of everything from old money to new money.
All of a sudden, it was just 10 pennies in 10p. It wasn't 2 and 6 and half a crown and a sixpence and a threepenny bit and a whatever it was that just made me want to cry. It was just fantastic.
Francis may have welcomed the change, but for some people it was a bit like if we changed from the pound to the euro overnight. Not everyone was happy.
How are you getting on with the new coin, sir?
Oh, it's just terrible.
Are you able to do your shopping?
Well, you've just got to do your shopping, and that's it, finished.
My gran was livid. Well, Frances' big moment at 12 was here in the UK. For Naomi, in 1986, a tragedy in America left a lasting impression.
In the worst disaster in manned spaceflight, America's shuttle has exploded, and the 7 crew are presumed dead.
When I was 12, one of the big stories I remember happening was the spaceship Challenger exploding.
The space shuttle missions began in 1981 and were unique because the shuttles could land back on Earth and be used again. The Challenger mission was special because one of the astronauts, Christa McAuliffe, was the first member of the Teacher in Space project. After the disaster, no more shuttles launched for almost 3 years.
I can remember seeing that on the news quite vividly and just thinking how utterly devastating it was to watch. To think that there were people on board that. It was terrible.
But it was a personal loss that stands out as Naomi's biggest moment of the year.
A big thing that happened when in my 12th year was that I lost both grandparents from my mum's side. In 1 year was pretty tough. I was very sad to have lost my grandparents so young, but I have lovely memories of my grandparents, and they're not gone forever, they're still with you.
Still to come, we ask the all-important question, what would our celebs do if they were 12 again?
I'd make myself dress differently. I'd tell myself what to learn, what to do, who to talk to. Like when